Commissioner Sarnoff, you're recognized.
This is not an easy choice because both these people come from within.
I don't think it's an easy choice for none of us here.
I agree. I think what it comes down to is oftentimes I felt that there have been times that our city attorney is just that, the city attorney, not for the administration, but the city attorney for this board. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that in the past we've always gotten the most stellar advice, and oftentimes I've questioned whether that advice was truly independent or you only serve one master. The city attorney only serves this board. He serves or she serves no one else. And to me, the attorney needs to serve this board exclusively and not the administration and not the city manager. There are times that they can help you, but it's really for this board that the city attorney serves. There's really only three people, I guess, that we hire: the clerk, the auditor general, and the city attorney. I can't think of a job that's more difficult because we look at a lawyer over there to our left and we expect him or her to have an answer off the top of his or her head. And I don't begrudge Commissioner Gonzalez, but sometimes he goes, I'm going to hold it on your head and I want to have that answer now. And I know as a lawyer they're doing the best they can and they don't really have the answer, but they're giving the most informed advice you can give. That takes a very well-rounded person in many, many areas of the law. You know, I'm a litigator by trade, and I'm not sure that a litigator serves that role the best, because you're really general counsel to the city of Miami. Julie Brew also happens to be a litigator like myself. And I often wonder, as a litigator, whether we could give you the answers that we demand sitting to that chair. And I know Commissioner Gonzalez wants the best answer he can get, and I don't blame him, so do I. And I think the one asset Maria has is that she is an extremely well-rounded attorney beyond that of a litigator. And I've never known when I've asked her a question that when she gives me the response, what I often do oftentimes is I go home later at night and I just check to see whether the answers they gave are accurate. Too often in the early days when I was here, they weren't all that accurate. They were just the answers that they gave. I find that when I deal with Maria, the answers tend to be accurate, and they tend to be right, because when I go home and I look up the case law, they're right on point. That's pretty important because I guess my first 2 months of being here, I was sued by a billionaire personally, and I wanted to have some accurate answers. I don't know if anybody really I don't know that anybody really signs up here to be sued personally. I guess we get sued every day and we don't even know about it because we're in our official capacities. But when you get sued personally, it's a whole different vehicle. It actually does change your life for the time that the lawsuit exists. You'll find that you can no longer get a mortgage. You'll find that you can have difficulty selling your property. You'll even find it's difficult to buy a car. So I think the person we need to our left is a person that has a dearth of experience and can give us an answer as best as she or he can. Now, I have the utmost respect for Julie Brew, and in some respects, I share a little more of a kindred spirit with her because she's a litigator. And we oftentimes look at each other and we know we don't know the answer, and we give each other a smile. I just think in this circumstance, Maria is a slight cut above. And I think what you're looking for is general counsel experience. You're looking for somebody to counsel you in the best possible way that that person can. And I think in this circumstance, if you look at what we ask a city attorney to do, to some respects, they have to be a municipal attorney. I think that's completely overrated, by the way, saying I'm a municipal lawyer. So I think it's a very easy shoe to put your foot in. But then you get into land use law, and then you get into corporate law, and then you get into tort law, and then you get into contracts, and then you get into negotiating a memorandum of agreement between the city, the county, the state. Then you deal with the Marlins. Then you deal with Major League Baseball. And those are very sophisticated, very complicated agreements. And through some respects, they have to be outsourced. And in some respects, I will tell the city and my commissioners we may be better suited in a lot of circumstances to start thinking about better use of outside counsel. And that's a subject that the new city attorney will have to address. When I think it comes down to the one trait, my wife said to me, she goes, close your eyes and ask yourself, forget what they look like and forget what you know about them. Who is going to serve the city better? And I think, to me, it came down to an independence. I think Maria is more independent. I think she's more independent when it comes to the administration. She's much more aggressive in her representation of the commission versus the administration. And if there's one thing that this body needs, it's to have confidence that on a 2-minute conversation with a lawyer when you're about to make a vote that could cost you a lot of money, because it can cost you a lot of money, that you feel like you're getting the very, very best advice that you can get. So, you know, I was actually hoping never to have this conversation with you all because I like them both. But I really thought that it's appropriate for me to say, I think you've always looked at me when it comes to legal issues to some degree. When it comes to looking to legal issues with Maria up there, I feel very confident that we're getting the right answer. So I want to strongly urge this commission to heed my advice and to provide Maria Chiaro as the city attorney and maybe very possibly as Julie Brew as her first assistant.